Good morning, everyone. And today is Memorial Day. So for all those who have served, thank you so much. And those that are still serving, thank you. I wanted to start out today back at my favorite entrance is the big moon gate arbor that is flanked by roses on both sides and some beautiful clematis. So we're going to go ahead and get started with today's tour. On each side of this moon gate arbor, I have a Cecile Brunner, or Brunet, I don't know how you say it, that has tons and tons of blooms on it. I also have a honeymoon rose, but these are the first year in the ground, so it will take some time before they get established. I showed you in our last tour the white clematis that was blooming, but boy, is it so pretty. This is the first year in the ground, so I'm always impressed when things do so well the first year. So that's really, really pretty. I come in here a little bit further, you can see just how beautiful they are. Again, in my garden, you're going to see that I have symmetry across the board. I use similar plants across. I don't typically do the 3-5 or 1-3 or 5 rule that a lot of gardeners do. I simply place them where I think it needs a little bit of color. So that's how my gardening style is. Since our last garden tour as well, I've added all of our outdoor furniture. So that's exciting. I've purchased 2 more big chairs. I'll show you where those are going to go in a minute. In this pot, I have different types of geraniums that are just so pretty. And I am a die-hard fan for geraniums just because there's so many different colors and types and that bloom at different times of the season as well. And in here I have a honeymoon rose, and it also has quite a few blooms in here that I cannot wait until they bloom, and they're supposed to smell amazing. This pot has the exact same thing, and you can see I have some wire vine and different types of crawling succulents, which is so pretty. If I come back this way, this is the view in the garden going out. Just beautiful. I think I will show you this bed since I'm here. And by the way, if you haven't watched our April or our May tour, everything that we look at coming this way, so that's brand new. All of this rock was installed last May, and we completed the project in about a month. And we have over 100,000 pounds of rock. And actually that number is higher because we added some more rock this weekend. You'll see some projects that we've been doing for the last 2 weeks, which have been really, really fun. But in this bed, we have a Ruby Falls redbud that is just doing so well her first year. She's going to be so pretty. She's going to get about 5 feet width and 10 feet in height. So this will eventually fill in this little bed right here. But for now, I've got a lot of Autumn Joy and Veronica, and which, by the way, I propagated. I simply Autumn Joy is super easy. If you go down to the root and pull this, you'll have a new plant. Even if you don't get the root, you'll still have a new plant, especially if you live in a rainier climate like we do. By the way, I didn't mention we live on the Oregon coast, about 20 minutes inland from the coast. So it's a really nice, a little bit less fog, but we still get a significant amount of rain. So we're 9A, and our zone 9A is not like California zone 9A. To me, it's still definitely a lot cooler. Usually our temperatures around in the summertime can be around 80, 85. We don't get very many 3 digits over here on the coast. And I just wanted to show you, I do have some peonies flanked on this side as well. I have a cute little arborvitae that I purchased from a vendor in Salem, just a person that had a kind of a backyard nursery that was selling some plants. So I purchased that from them. That little green arborvitae back there looked like Cousin It when I purchased it. So I kind of tamed it down a bit by pruning it, and I made it more like a topiary little sphere. And then over here we have lots of ground covers, some daylilies that I'll be taking off any day. And these beautiful little ferns right here are just spontaneous. I'm not sure, a bird must have dropped some seeds, but every year I'm always impressed with how they look, and it's kind of a happy surprise, so I just have left it. Our, oh my gosh, I just forgot the name of these, are just about done blooming. And this was a $10 Japanese maple that we purchased last year at a big market store. These are my Sunjoy barberries, and they're just so pretty, and they're the dwarf size, so they don't get very big. In fact, I've had this one here about 5 years. Now this bed that we're looking at was installed about 4 years ago, so this is not a new area. This has been here, and we had pea gravel around the edges of it. But again, all of this going this way is all brand new, and it's just so pretty. Love it. My husband designed the benches for me in the garden, as well as those beautiful moon gate arbors that you're going to see. We've added a new one that I'm really excited about too. If I come back over to that same circle that we kind of looked at earlier, you can see some more of the geraniums blooming, and they are so pretty. I'm going to prune this back once it's completely fleshed out of flowers, and then just to kind of tame it, because it can kind of be a little bit of a beast in here. I also have some globe thistle, and I didn't realize globe thistle gets this big. Probably would not have put it in here, but that's okay. I will leave it, and either this fall or next spring dig it up and move it to another location. One of my fun projects this weekend that I worked on was I had all these geraniums right here in this big pot, planted in little pots that kept falling over or tipping over. So I took those, planted them there, and then I took my little pots and I did little topiary boxwoods that I had, and I trying to tame them into little spheres. It is a little bit of a rainy day here on the Oregon coast, so I apologize. I don't typically leave my cushions out all night, but I did, and that'll be okay. We're supposed to get some nice weather tomorrow. This obelisk, my husband John also made, and I love it. I want him to make me some more, but he said no, it was a pain in the booty to make. But isn't it so pretty? And then we attached a birdhouse on the top. And here we have a fly so high rose. It kind of looks like peppermint candy to me. This is again a first year. Everything we see out here is all first year plants and blooms and blossoms and all that. It also has, excuse me, a clematis in here that I can't wait until it gets going and gets a little bit taller. And then if we look on the inside of the circle, when I was trying to design this, I actually took a piece of paper out and I wrote it out. We've got four various walkways. This one over there, and then our main entrance to the garden. And so I was trying to figure out a way to bring in some formality a little bit, but also we are not super formal people. That is our fire pit that we like to sit at. And so I wanted to have a circle around. So you're going to see these 8 beds that I had designed in my making. And so each of them have about similar plants in them. Some of them have a little bit more shade, so I am trying out some new things. Don't mind the little dog toy. We have 4 tweenies and a standard poodle that we just love and adore that are out here just as much as I am. In these beds, again, we have autumn joy, and you're going to see tons and tons of heuchera in my garden because I love it. It grows really well, and it's easy maintenance and easy to take care of. It also has some geraniums and a boxwood. One thing I didn't realize, and this is how you can tell I'm still not seasoned gardener, I didn't realize there's so many different types of boxwood. So you'll see a couple different ones in here. Eventually I'll probably have to modify that a little bit. Then we come over to this little one, similar in style and in plants. Again, just trying to keep a consistency across the board. And I just love all of them so much. And then I have a beautiful Japanese maple. This Japanese maple, my bonus kids purchased for me one year, and it was on our back deck, and we recently moved it over to here, and I just love it there. You'll see that it's got some stakes to try to hold it up, because on the back deck I had it leaning up against the house. It kind of grew forward, so I'm hoping these the stake and holding it back will kind of help re-engage where it should be growing. So I wanted to show you guys, this is our newest arbor that my husband installed that I'm really excited about. Next year I'll plant clematis. This year I'll probably leave it as is. But so we have 3 moongate arbors in different areas that I just love. I'll talk to you about that gardening fail right there in a minute when we get over there. This bed is one of the beds that was also here. It has been here for, again, about 4 or 5 years. So before we had in the center and everywhere that you're looking grass, and we were not very skilled at growing grass, and plus it's a lot of shade. So for us, it was always pretty to look at the flowers along the outsides of the beds, which all of those flanking the outsides have been here also for about 4 or 5 years. I did just bring out my furniture, as I mentioned earlier. I love this little seating area here, and then I have another one right there. But this circle is so pretty. And again, it just brings a little bit of formality, but also kind of outlines our little fire pit right here. Isn't that just so pretty? I just love it. I am a garden addict, 100%. I am out here even, well, it's raining, or been raining this morning, and I've been out this morning. Over here I have a yellow rose that I bought from Jackson and Perkins last year. and I pruned it back, and I shouldn't have. I just gotten the pruning mode and pruned everything, and unfortunately this probably would have been all the way up this year, but that's okay. This is another wooden arbor that my husband John made that I love. Again, it's also flanked by a birdhouse he made. These are brand new ones that he made this year, and I'll show you some more that he made. In here I've got a clematis that's about ready to bloom, so you'll see that right there, and I don't know what color that one is, but I'm really excited about that as well. By the way, in these white pots I have Japanese maples. There's two different versions. This one right here, my husband bought me last year for Mother's Day, and I love it. It kind of just looks like a little topiary, standard little Japanese maple. This one actually has, this was another clearance one though. This one has, must have been grafted in a couple different spots because I have two different varieties in this Japanese maple. And this year, lots of seeds in it. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I did want to show you too that we have a bunch of bird's nest spruce that I just love, that are doing really well. There's one that's not doing so hot, and I'm not sure why. Again, as you can see, if we walk around, it's kind of the same consistency in plants. This one does have a different sedum. It's not an autumn joy, but and you'll see in my garden I love autumn joy as well. It's easy to grow here on the coast, but also you'll notice over here with this big cherry tree, we get a significant amount of shade. So there's one more plant I wanted to show you. So Japanese or boxwoods do really well in sun or shade. I wanted to show you this really pretty heuchera. Last year I had that, well, 2 years ago I had it in a pot, and then last year I pulled it out and put it in here. It wasn't doing so hot, and it's doing so well here, and I just love it. It has some pretty white blossoms that are just gorgeous. I purchased a bunch of Japanese anemone that I used to have back in the day, and they, in fact, when we go back on that side, I have a bunch of them planted out there as well, but they're not doing as well. This little bed right here is primarily shade, and it's doing so well. And this is what I mean about different boxwoods. That's a smaller version. I'm not sure what the version of that one is. This year for this big circle bed though, I did add a bunch of new winter gem boxwoods in there. That just looks so pretty. And that is flanked by, again, heuchera and lots of different types of hostas in there. So we'll keep going around. I'm going to go ahead and go back this way so I can give you the outside of the beds. I love seating areas because I like to have different views in the garden, but also if you have family and friends come over, there's plenty of room for people to sit and just kind of relax. And a fun fact about myself is I have an identical twin who's coming to the States in August, and I'm really excited to see her and my brother-in-law Ian, and so it'll be fun. I'm thinking about doing a garden party for her visit in particular. But this is my peony. I've showed you guys this in April and in May. We're still waiting. I'm waiting for those little ants to come show up any day. We're supposed to get temperatures around the 70s, so that should help in getting those to grow a little bit faster. And I apologize if I'm making you dizzy. If I come back over here, this is a new weeping spruce that we purchased this year, and I love it so much. I think it's gonna be so cute, and I'm hoping it's gonna keep growing and then trailing over that rock behind it. I just think that's gonna be beautiful. Okay, now let's go do this way. So again, when we did our rock design, I love different types of rocks. So you'll see pea gravel, you'll see standard gravel, you'll see some boulders, you'll see small rocks. We kind of used all of the different types just to kind of give it some definition and different colors when you're out here. And in the wintertime, it looks really pretty because we have our evergreens and then the rocks, and it just gives you some interest throughout even those winter dark dreary days. Over here again, I have another peony. I did transplant these because when we put in the moongate last year, we had to move a bunch of my plants, so we moved those peonies, and so they're doing pretty well. I don't think they're doing bad at all. So there's that one. That's going to be a really tall cypress. Eventually I'm going to pull it out of the pot and just put it in the ground right there. This back here is not my prettiest view of our yard. We have lots of trees, but there's a lot of ivy on those trees that eventually we either need to take the trees down or, I don't know, hire someone to get those taken care of. Right here I have a yellow rose. I don't know the name of this variety, but we will see. It's actually, no, I take that back. This is not a yellow rose. This is a pink rose that my mother-in-law, I think it's a week's rose. It didn't bloom last year. There's two blooms on it now, so Those just happened last couple days, so I'm excited to see what those look like. I have some liatris, so we'll see how they do. It's kind of a little bit of a slug magnet. In fact, I see some babies out there right now. I have lots of Veronica. It's just an easy plant to grow here, and I just think it's so pretty. This is going to have tall purple spikes, and I have different varieties. For whatever reason, though, this section right here, I keep trying to plant things, and it's not doing well, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to amend the soil, at least right there. I have some unanimous right there. That's pretty as well. My dahlias, I feel like they're a little bit later this year popping up, but that's okay. But I have a bunch of dahlias back there that'll look really pretty as the season goes. Again, I have two different types of geraniums here. I've got this version and this one, and I don't remember all the names because I have just too many to remember, but there's another little Veronica right there that'll be really pretty. I purchased 2 spireas a couple years ago and have divided them out, so I have more in my garden, and those are really easy to transplant and propagate as well. So it started out like kind of orange, and now it's this bright yellow. And this year, one thing I did notice is that my spireas don't have as many blossoms or tiny ones this year, which is okay. I'm gonna do a hard prune on this and make it more back like a topiary sphere like I did in the past as soon as it's done blooming, and that's really easy to do. I have some daylilies that have quite a few little buds on the top, so that'll be pretty. And then back there I have some tall phlox, and a lot of people say that tall phlox can get mildew. I haven't had that experience here, but these are really pretty. In fact, once they start blooming, I think it's going to be around probably end of June or early July, they'll just keep blooming until the end of the year. Don't laugh at my bowling ball right there. I just wanted to add some color right there. So it's just kind of a funny thing. Another geranium, or 2 geraniums. There's a little pink one and a little purple one. I have some penstemon that is about ready to bloom. It's a really pretty pink one. I don't know the variety. The only thing I'm sad about is it's not the same size as it was last year. So, and I have been amending my soil and doing all the things. This is a cute little blueberry muffin, a juga that I purchased this year that I'm hoping will kind of trail down eventually. I got another penstemon right there. It's really tiny. Another Veronica, and this one is a pink version, so I can't wait until that gets started. Again, my heucheras, you're going to hear me talk about my heucheras a lot, or coral balls, just because they're so easy for me to grow. And this is in sun or shade, so again, this is consistent across my beds because it's just an easy plant to take starts of. In fact, if you don't take some starts from these, they will kind of die out around the sides. This beautiful rose right here is kind of my funny rose that's in the garden. It's called Burst of Joy, and it is a crayon orange, no joke, rose. It's the brightest rose I've ever seen, I think ever, and I'm hoping when I do my June tour, it'll be blooming so I can show you guys. It kind of makes me laugh because it's so bright. In fact, when I purchased it, I think it might have been a clearance item on Jackson & Perkins, and I was just like, oh, this will be fun. But when I saw it blooming, I was like, oh, this is fun. It's so bright. Our foxgloves here on the Oregon coast are native, so I don't plant these. They just come up and I let them go. But you can see it is about ready to bloom as well. It's going to be so pretty, and they're all purple. We have some white ones as well. This is a deodar cedar that is in a big pot. The reason why it's in a big pot is because it's going to get to 150 feet tall. And I was like, maybe I exaggerated that on my last garden tour, but I looked it up and no, it's going to get that tall. So it's not going to stay here permanently because it's going to get too big for its bridges. So I'll have to eventually move that. Again, I have some more rocks back there, and there was some sedum in there, but I don't know if it's getting enough sun anymore. Another spirea that we have flanked here, and there is a Leland cypress. Another thing, as you're learning to garden, you want to really pay attention to sizes. This will stay here as long as I can keep it here, but this is going to be too big for its space as well. But it was a clearance item at, again, a big box store, and so we purchased them just for some evergreen accents. Over here I have some more daylilies and Asiatic, is that how you say it? Lilies, more unanimous, more daylilies, more liatris, and then I transplanted some phlox back there. So what I'm hoping is that eventually these will start looking like the ones, sorry if I'm making you dizzy, that are over there that are really tall and beautiful and do really well. Excuse me. I have a bunch of dahlias back here as well, some orange ones, and I believe a purple one out here, and a white and an orange, really orange and a yellow and white one. If we come back over here, I've got a salvia that I planted up this year that is going to be really pretty as well. And if you look straight ahead right there, I propagated that dahlia last year by taking the top piece of a cutting and put it in a cup with some rooting hormone, and now I have some new free dahlias that are super easy to propagate. Back there I have a love song rose that I'm excited about. I actually have 3 of them, and this was another one of our clearance items, that Japanese maple back there, and we purchased that probably about seven years ago. So some of our beds are more established than others. And I'm going to come back here. This arbor was placed in, I think, early April. So this is another one of our moon gate arbors that my husband sells and designs, and I just love it. I love it over the bench. And then if we come over here, I did pick my first Eden rose over here. And sadly, it's just going to take time before these little guys get going. And then this one right here is a Zephyrin. I called it a Cecile Brunner, but I was incorrect. But it's silver, so I'm hoping that's okay. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's mold on there, but I'm hoping because of all the rain, that's not what that is. So this Eden eventually will climb over the arbor completely. And I have the same Eden rose right here, which you can see it is blooming. And because of the rain, some of the leaves are a little bit damaged, but it's still so pretty. So that'll be beautiful when that takes off. These birdhouses my husband also made this year with my bonus son, and I just love them so much. I think they're so pretty. We usually have swallows nesting in one of these, but we moved the box, and then this year we put those 3 new ones up because the other one was kind of gross, and I cleaned it and painted it. Anyways, long story short, they don't really come around, so I'm kind of bummed about that. I have lots and lots of crocosmias, which you have to be careful because they can be a little bit invasive, but we grow them for our hummingbirds. We love them. There's another Leland cypress living its best life, but you see it's way too close to the sidewalk, so eventually I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that. We have more of the oh my goodness, I just forgot spirea. And then down here I have some coreopsis, more sedums of course, and then this year I've purchased about 5 different hydrangeas that I'm excited about. You'll see one that I had to put some iron tone because it was yellow. So I can't wait to show you guys. The hummingbirds are not too shy to come up pretty close too, so this will be fun to show you all the action with the hummingbirds once those chrysosmias get going. Again, we have another boulder section that I just love, and it's got, I don't think it's coral bell sedum or coral sedum, but it's something very similar. And in fact, this was an easy plant to propagate as well. I just grabbed pieces of it and put it in the dirt. This bed again is a brand new bed that we did last year, and it's got lots of stuff in there too. I have a little, not a Leland, a Hinoki cypress in the center. It'll get about 3 to 5 feet tall. So that'll be really pretty visual interest as it gets bigger. I have lots of ladies mantle. Again, another super easy plant to propagate. We're not rich, so I try to do a lot of propagating to kind of save money on expense. And it's just a smart thing to do. And this is a sweet something grass. I always forget the name of this, but Hanakoa something, but anyways, it does really well too. And this is a rosemary bog plant that I purchased this year, and I'm so glad I did. I bought 2 of them. They're evergreens, but they had the prettiest pink flowers that bloomed for a really long time that I really enjoyed. So again, there's another little seating area. Oh, let me tell you my fun project I did yesterday. My husband and I both love to repurpose things that are free, and so this table was a wooden table that had seen better days, so I painted that up yesterday and added another seating area in the garden. So I have this area, and there's my other 3 topiaries that are so cute that I did yesterday, and hoping to just kind of train them up into spheres. And here's all of the hostas over here. They are living their best life. And there's those winter gems boxwoods again. And when I planted the boxwoods, the hostas hadn't come up yet. So again, I'm always going to have some sort of color out here. This is a cherry tree.